What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Wake up with me. It's your man, Trayvon Pratt, with AIM, always improving the mind. Man, what a beautiful morning. What a beautiful day. What is going on out there in the world? Tell me something good. Tell me something good. I keep on having these technical difficulties, and I think that it is messing with the schedule program. So if you're here now from the background, then I appreciate it. Yep. It's messing with the technical. All right. All right. That means you had to tap into the other. Here we go. Anyhow, what's meant for you is meant for you. Okay. Uh, and I've been getting this repeated message, you know, ever since, let's see, this is a life lesson that I learned in 2020, right? And this is how I learned about adaptability. This is how I learned about consistency. This is how I learned so many things that hold so much truth, right? This is how I learned all of this stuff. And have to keep relearning this life lesson is don't force it. Don't force it. What's meant for you is meant for you. There is no such thing as a coincidence, right? If everything happens for a reason, there's no such thing as a coincidence. We reminisce, we wish things were different, we wish things were, we hope it don't be. We want to just hold on to this moment, right? It's the happiest I've ever been, and it's probably the happiest I'll ever be. No, it's not. No, it's not, man. Let's not constrain ourselves anymore. In 2020, at the end of 2020, I had become depressed, right? I usually don't subject to that labeling, but I was, and I didn't even realize it until my wife, shout out to my wife, was like, she was going out of her mind as well. Like, I mean, a lot of us had hard times in 2020, and I I was like, yo, this is not it's not it, right? It's the most consistent I had ever been. I had put her to the side to get some work done, and I did not get a result from all of the work that I did. Not a financial result anyway. And I had done the most work. I had 2 jobs, a side hustle, uh, a s no, I didn't start selling Shine yet, but I had AIM, I had real estate. I had all of this stuff I was juggling, and I had, proposed, and we was trying to have a wedding, and that was stressing us out too, because of course, everything was closed, everything was, anything that would have any availability was, like, 4 times the price, and it's like, "Yo, we about to spend 30, 40,000 on a party that's celebrating us. What are we doing?" You know, like, it was crazy, and, I just put everything to the side just to work, just to work. I didn't care about nothing. Everything I did care about, I said, "Listen, you coming second right now." Put my now wife to the side. I put my mother, my family to the side. I put everybody that cared about me to the side. I put myself to the side. So it was a repeated lesson to me that, hey, don't force it. At the end of the year, let's this is a heavy one. At the end of the year, like I said, I acknowledged that I had become depressed. I had spent about 10,000 on a not a mindset, on a life coach. I had spent about 10,000 on a coach, right? And I reinvested, that's an investment in self. I reinvested in myself, I reinvested in my business ventures, and I didn't get pretty much any return. I pretty much broke even, right? So, I mean, thankfully, but I pretty much broke even. And everything throughout the year, I was like, yo, like the conversations kept on shifting. What I came to you for business growth, right? And this is when I realized, it's not personal, it's business. No, it is personal. This is when I realized, hey, your business will grow alongside you. So when I had became depressed, it's because I wasn't paying attention to myself. While my businesses weren't moving, it's because I was stagnant. I wasn't moving. I wasn't growing. So my businesses weren't growing. And I was like, oh, but I didn't acknowledge this until, again, shout out my wife. I didn't acknowledge this until I had she was like at the end of the year, she was fed up. This was when her job they shut down the building and everybody had to switch to work from home. And she was going crazy, constrained in these walls, right? We love to travel. If y'all see us on Instagram or anything, Double T Explorations, y'all see some of the things that we do. We a cruising couple. I think I've been on like 16 cruises, all thanks to her, right? We've been in many different countries. We love to travel. We'll go out of state for a concert instead of the local ones. Like, you don't have to come to my city if I want to see you. We gonna go out, like we'll fly out. We'll do it. So we're not too keen on just staying in the house. Of course, that's what we had to adapt to. And with me going crazy with all the work, like she's at home and getting less attention from me. There's arguments drawn up. There's, all of this stuff just keeps happening. All these things just keep happening. All this tension, all of this, and I'm like, forget everything. I'm working. Everything doesn't need my attention. I'm working. And I was like, yo, she said, forget this. It was around Christmas that we just went to the beach. No matter how everybody knows, I'm in Virginia. Virginia Beach can be pretty expensive. Uh, we went to Virginia Beach. We did a Christmas lights tour, and it was everything. I mean, it was everything that we needed, that I needed. And it made me realize because I was working that whole year nonstop. Like, that whole year nonstop. That was the one moment that I just didn't work, and I was about to. I was gonna bring the laptop, the pad, and everything. I was gonna bring, like, because 'cause I'm a morning person. I was gonna bring my stuff and get some work done that morning. It was just a weekend. I was gonna do some stuff that morning to get, still got some work in, because that was my badge of honor. That was my identity. I'm working, 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 work myself to the ground, right? But something told me not to. I said, it's just a weekend, I'll be back. And it was the best thing that happened for me because without me working, it made me realize and pay attention to myself. So I still got up that morning, and I was able to just, and something about water that's spiritual, something about water. I was like, yo, My comments not. Anyhow, it was something about water that's spiritual. And the more vast the body of water, the more open and clear your mind can get, overlooking this vast body of water. And I was just sitting on, we had a waterfront hotel, uh, and I was just sitting there overlooking the ocean from the balcony in my peace and solitude, right? Nobody was smoking, nothing. It was cold. It was Christmas time, and it was cold, and I was just overlooking the ocean and just letting my thoughts flow. And I had a book recommended to me from my coach at the time, and my wife bought me the same book this year for Christmas without even knowing. This book is called The Disciplines of a Godly Man. The Disciplines of a Godly Man. And my coach told me to look at it more so as an exercise, like instead of just reading it front to back, you can pick where you feel like you need more discipline. Look at the chapters, which ones stand out to you. Go ahead, work on that one. Go start reading that one because it's more of an exercise. Okay. And I just went ahead and read the first chapter, and that first chapter had opened my mind, and now my thoughts were going in the direction that I needed them to be. That was when I was able to look over the year in 2020. I was able to look over the year and be like, why do I feel this way? Why am I the way I am? What is happening? What is happening? What has happened that led me to feel like this? Like I am not well. I cried, right? And it was wonderful. I was like, yo, this is the first time that I allowed myself to feel. The entire year, I've been stressed and I just been forcing it. I've been like, forget my feelings, forget everything, forget everybody. I just need to work. Just keep working. Consistency will pay off, right? Just keep working. Forget everything, you know, put all my money into reinvesting. So all my money went to the coaching, went to the businesses. I got signs, I got cards, I got, marketing, I got, I'm paying other people. I was paying bird doggers and all this gas driving around. And just working, bro. Like, and it's not a working is not the bad thing. It's the fact that I was working so hard, getting no result, and or the bare minimum, and the sacrifice that I made. I sacrificed everything that I cared about to work hard for everything that I cared about. And for some reason, this makes sense to people. This makes sense to people. It did not make sense. It does not compute. It does not work that way. And at the end of the year, one of the final pieces of advice my coach gave me was, you got to realize that you're not only creating success for the moment, but you're creating a lifestyle. So, how you're creating your success is how you're going to have to continue your success. So, if you work yourself to the bone and into the ground just to get the success, just to get there, then you're going to continue to have to work yourself into the ground, work yourself to the bone to stay there. You're not just creating success, you're creating a lifestyle. And I said, that's not the life I want to live. I want the success. I want the money. I want the freedom to be able to do more of the things, to be able to spend more time with my wife, to be able to have great relationships with my future kids, is to be able to be present, to be able to enjoy life. I enjoy a lot of the work that I do, but not all of it. And all of my joy does not come from work. No, my joy comes from peace. My joy comes from servitude. My joy comes from me. I cannot sacrifice me for what I claim to be successful. I will no longer forget me along my journey. I say all of that to say that entire year of 2020, the life lesson that I learned was don't force it. Don't force it, man. What does it look like when you're forcing it? Because it's all of this stuff weighs on a thin line. All of this stuff weighs on a thin line. What does it look like when you're forcing it? Because don't you have to push? Don't you have to push to be disciplined? Don't you have to be disciplined to be consistent? Isn't consistency the key? Everything grows outside of the comfort zone, right? So I'm uncomfortable. That's how I'm supposed to be, right? So how do you know that you're forcing it? Hmm. How long should you be disciplined? And how disciplined should you be? The answer is one many refute. The answer is one that many try to disacknowledge. The answer, my friends, regardless if you like it or not, you will feel it. You will feel it. You will feel when it's forced. You will feel, huh? You will feel when it's not in alignment with you. What are we talking about here when we say it's not in alignment? All of that discipline, all of that stuff, what you doing within your forcing is you're learning yourself. And once you learn yourself enough and accept yourself enough, then you'll start moving accordingly. Man, once you accept yourself, once you learn yourself, then you know this is no longer serving me. This ain't doing it for me. It started out as fun, right? It started out as fun. It started out all happy and you see all of the possibilities. And now it's just like you pretty much shy away. It's like, man, I gotta do this again. And for what? I'm not getting no result. Communication. One of the main reasons that people fizzle out with communication is because like, yo, I'm about to say the same thing and gonna get the same result. No matter how I've said it, I keep getting the same result. This person is not listening. This person is not listening. It makes you say, forget talking. It's like the conversation is forced. It's like the conversation is forced. Like, what are we forcing here? What are you trying to uphold the relationship? It takes two people to actively work in the relationship in order for the relationship to work. If it becomes one-sided, it ain't gonna work. So you're forcing it. When that other person is not upholding their part, when they're not pertaining to you, when they're not doing what they were supposed to do, when they're not upholding the things that they started off doing, they're showing you something different. Oh, It's your heart that's pulsating. It's your life that's bleeding into the relationship, and it's draining it. It's taken from you. It's now being forced. You're trying to force the feeling. You're trying to recreate the moments. No matter what you do, you keep getting the same result. You done tried all these different approaches. You done tried different means of communication, right? You done tried different tactics. You done learned a lot more about yourself trying so hard for somebody else, right? And I I saw a beautiful quote by Mike Tyson. Um, he said you got to learn how to love the good and the bad. I know it's simple, but how he said it made so much sense and just like hit me and brought some clarity to me. Love the good and the bad. That's life. He said we get upset when uh our loved ones pass, but you should be happy and thankful, be grateful for all of the moments that you've had with this person. Don't focus on being upset that they're not here physically. Love the good and the bad, because the bad moments we learn. I'm gonna go ahead and say we learn more from the bad experiences if we allow it to teach us. If you never experienced a breakup, if you never experienced a crime, if you never experienced poverty, if you never experienced, rejection, if you never experienced these type of difficulties and stuff, then your lack of experience puts you in a perspective where it's like you a baby. You still got a whole lot of growth to do, but you got a hell of a opinion, you know. Why don't you just get a job? Why don't you just move? Why don't you just stop? Why don't you just if you never had limited resources, if you never had, you know, if you never been in a position where you to blame, if you never if you never experienced it, then you wouldn't develop. And I've been through so much. That's why I can talk. I can speak. I speak from experience, guys. In the moment, them experiences were not fun. And a lot of times I love in the process, I would love what I'm about to learn. There are moments where I shift my mindset where it's like, you know what, I'm going through it, but I love it because by the time that I'm done, oh, I'm gonna be a beast. I'm gonna be a monster. Cause I could deal with this. This is what I can handle, right? I've been to court about stuff. I'd have been threatened to go to court about stuff. I've been physically attacked. I'd have saved lives. Like, come on, man. I've been through a lot. You know that you forcing it and things like don't don't force it, my friends. How do you know that you're forcing it? You keep on trying, but things just don't seem to work. Things just don't seem to work. You have to look back. That whole year of 2020, I told you I didn't pay no attention to myself, but I do a self-analysis over the year, right? I do a self-analysis, uh, usually around November. And what I had saw was, like that's what I realized, like, what have I done this year? I had done nothing but work. I mean, there was times when I'm supposed to be taking my woman out to eat, and they'll call me like, "Hey, can you work real quick? Sorry, babe, Imma cancel what we doing. Imma go ahead and drop you off at home, and Imma go at work." It's to be able to spend time with you. You just spend time with her. We arguing. I'm doing this I'm doing this for us. I'm doing this for you. We arguing. And the whole time I'm not paying no attention to her. I'm doing what I believe I'm supposed to be doing. I was forcing myself. Forget what I'm thinking, forget what she thinking, forget what she's saying, forget what the people tell me, forget everything but work. Spirit speaks. I learned to listen. Spirit speaks. I learned to listen to it, right? And if anybody's here, I can't see anything. Had a technical difficulty again this morning. Um, and it's not even broadcasting from the original premiere. So my apologies. Thank you for anybody who is here. Um, but yes, you just keep on trying, bro. You just keep on pumping life into something that is withering away. You keep on watering a dried out plant, and it's not absorbing the water, like it is not working. It's how you know you're forcing it. So it started out as fun, it was exciting, right? It was exhilarating, everything was on the up and up, and it's not always gonna be exciting and fun. I know this. But when you are forced to do it, like you truly like don't have you're not even in the right or the same mind frame to continue. You're only continuing because it's something you started, something you attached to, something you decided that, this is a part of my identity now. You're only upholding a position, a title, right? A commitment just because, but you know that, like, yo, this ain't been right for a while now. No matter what I do, no matter how much I try, it still ain't right, and it's still going left. It's still all the way out in left field. I'm trying so hard, and it's still not working. It's still escaping me. It's still getting away. It's still getting away. Like, what is happening? Right? It started out cool, and it developed into something completely different. And it's like, yo, this ain't for me, man. And you know it. But it's like, what do I do? Just keep going. Hopefully it'll get better. Well, are you getting any benefit from it? Is it anything, anything from you, whatever you're forcing, whatever you pushing life into, is it anything that you're getting from it? Right? Do you benefit at all? Is it serving you at all? Does it serve any type of purpose? What is happening? Is this for the greater good? Is the original purpose of why you started actually being upheld? That's important because you started something with a mission, with a goal. It was a reason. Is that reasoning still being exalted? If not, you could do something else with that same meaning, man. You could do something else with that same meaning. Same thing for the relationships. Like, you want to spend time with your person, but this person is not making you a priority enough to spend time. Hello. And and when you do finally get some time, they cutting you off, or they're on their phone the whole time, or they're running away to do something else. It's like they're so anxious to get away from you. And all you wanted to do was spend time with them, talking about me. And it's like, yo, like you're continuously like setting up periods of time for somebody who is adamant about not spending time with you. It's not working. Don't force it. What is meant for you is meant for you. And unfortunately, guys, you will feel when it's meant for you. It just feels right. I hear that so many times, man. You know, there's things that are more challenging for a lot of people, but for me, I'd be like, it's good. It's good for me. So many people like, I'm not willing to do what you do. I'm not willing to do what you do. Cool, I am. It's meant for me. So many people want long-term relationships and marriages. And so many people get into them. You know, they're getting married younger and younger, earlier and earlier. We've been together for 6 months. Let's go ahead. Hey, this gonna last forever. Y'all ain't even had an argument yet. Y'all ain't even lived with each other. Y'all ain't even met all of the other family. You don't know this person's flaws. For real, for real. You don't know this person's past, their traumas. You don't know what you're willing to tolerate. You still learning you, as you will be. But wonder why a whole lot of things don't work is because you're trying to force the image or the end result of what it is that you say you want, and not realizing, hey, like, how do you want it? This is where alignment comes into play. How do you want it? It ain't gonna always come how you want it to, but how do you want it? How do you want whatever it is? A lot of people say, I want to be married. You hear a lot of people say, I want to be happily married to somebody who happily wants to be married to me. You know, not specific at all. I just want to be married. That could happen at any time. People use that to get you stuck. A lot of people are married just off of economic. Economically, hey, what they say is cheaper to keep her, and you know, two finances is better than one. A lot of people living with each other now because of this whole market turn. A lot of people living with each other who can't stand each other, but can't afford anything less than on their own. Inflation is real, right? How do you know you're forcing it, man? You start to question yourself. You long for change. Like it gotta be better. It gotta be something else. We can't keep doing this. This is messing with my spirit. This is not serving me anymore. What I said when I overlooked that body of water, when I overlooked the ocean, I said, what am I doing? You start to question yourself. What am I doing? What have I been doing that led me up to here, to this moment? What am I doing? And once you start to question yourself, that's when you get clarity. You start to get some answers too. Be ready for those answers, man. I put 3 and 4 together. I was like, "Yo." I was like, "Yo, that makes sense why I feel the way I feel. That makes sense why I ain't get no, it makes sense why I'm going stir crazy inside. I'm holding up a image. I'm holding up an image, you know. All the stuff I'm going through internally, you ask me how I'm doing. Oh, I'm good. I'm great. Yeah, life is good. No, it's not. No, it wasn't, right? Like, oh, shoot. I started asking people, like, they'd be like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "You really want to know?" No, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for asking. And those who like, yeah, you can talk to me. I will talk. I would talk. Like, do you really want to know how I'm really doing? I do. I'm falling the fuck apart. Gracefully. Like, I look good. All right. This is just routine. This is just habits. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to put this shine on. Right. I'm going to put some shine on. That's just habit. So I'm going to look good on the surface, but hey, I was dying inside. You start to question things, man. I said, what am I doing? What is happening? What would happen if I choose not to force it? This is another, this man, what's meant for you is meant for you. You ever heard the old saying of let them go, and if it returns, it's for you? You trying to hold on to a relationship, that person want to go, let them go. Let them go. Not to compare people to dogs, but a dog, right? Said let that dog roam and they'll find their way home. Let it roam. Let it go. That dog know where home at. If it don't want to be there, if it don't, or if it gets lost and wanders too far, that's on that dog. She knows how to get home. Even if you go out your way to find that dog and bring it back, it's gonna wander again. And that's not just for people. That's not just for animals. That's for life. That's for everything. When you stop putting your life into it, feeding and bleeding your life force into it, your energy, your thoughts, your consistency, your communication is what's upholding something, right? And you like, yo, this is not working. Stop. Stop. Because at that moment, you're forcing it. You shouldn't have to force it for it to work. You will have to push in order to get progress, but you shouldn't have to force it in order for it to work. There we go. We landed. You shouldn't have to force it in order for it to work. When you think about it, how do you feel? Uh, this again. I guess I need to go ahead. You're forcing it. You're forcing it versus I'm uncomfortable, but I'm ready. Oh, this is new. This is different. Let's see. You don't even have no more curiosity about it. You're forcing it. The smallest, the smallest problem is so impactful to you because it's the next thing. It's another thing, right? It's like, yo, here we go again. Every inconvenience makes you want to run. You're forcing it. Trust and believe I've been there. You're looking for an exit, but you're staying put. You're forcing it. You're forcing it, man. You are forcing it. If you feel like your values and your interests need to change, so this is why you learn yourself. Because like you're going to be adaptable, but at some point you're gonna be like, I don't need to change this about me. This I love about me. Like so many people in my current work environment, so many people was like, get rid of that smile. They gonna eat you up. Nah, they can't eat me up. And the smile is my calling card. I'm not changing that about me. I love me. I love my smile. No matter what you throw at me or put on me, I'm still gonna smile through it. I learned that about me. And I ain't gonna change it for nobody or nothing. So, nah, you have to learn yourself. You get grounded in yourself and get grounded in gratitude, and you learn your values, your interests, and certain things about you, just principles about you, you're not gonna change. It's how you are. It's how you're gonna achieve and create the lifestyle that you want. I'm not gonna become a crook to get rich, because then I have to stay a crook to stay rich, right? Like when I know that I can get rich by being genuine, by being honest, by being, a good person. Like I don't have to steal in order to get there. I don't have to lie in order to get there. I don't have to use people in order to get there, in a sense. I don't have to belittle myself. I don't have to do things that I disagree with. I don't have to force it. I don't have to force I don't have to force it. So, I encourage everybody to spend time with the right things with you, for you, right? Do what's right for you. I understand you will be uncomfortable along this journey. You are meant to, because nothing grows in the comfort zone. You will have to step outside of your comfort zone for progress. This is not that. Well, you will not need to force anything that is meant for you. You can keep going, keep going, keep going, but if you don't pay attention, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna burn yourself out forcing things to happen the way that you think they should, versus being open and seeing opportunity and seeing when things have shifted and being adaptable to be able to shift with the shifts, right? This is how you know what's in alignment with you. You experienced enough, you can feel it. Imagine the relationship you've been in for too long, for too long, both of y'all just pretending. Y'all the happy couple in public, but at home, y'all not even talking to each other. Don't want to talk to each other. You can use friendly words like, "Hey, babe," but that tonality is like, "Ugh, it's you," and the person receiving that is like, "But he said, hey, babe, so he ain't mean it like that." You keep on trying to justify, other people's actions. You keep on trying to you keep having to forgive. You keep having to forgive somebody else for their ignorance, or how they talk to you, or how they treat you, or how they approach you, or what they've done to you, what they continue to do to you. You keep having to forgive. It's not for you. How much forgiveness you gonna give this person? Forgive and move on. Stop allowing that person to continue to do stuff that you have to forgive them for. Don't force it, man. What's meant for you is meant for you. It will feel right. You won't have to worry about certain things like that. You won't have to worry about, this is gonna be an argument. Imma have to forgive. When the next problem, I'm gonna be misunderstood. Mm, you don't have to worry about that all the time. To do one thing within whatever you're forcing to do one thing takes so much energy. It's so draining. When it's in alignment with you, when it is right for you, it doesn't take that much. Matter of fact, you get energy from it. If you're not getting energy from it, then it's not meant for you. Y'all seen me. I went live every day. In this month, I've worked out every day. Every day. Even on the rest days, I've done some type of workout. I've worked out every day. If it's meant for you, you will get the energy from it. It won't take all of your energy. Come on, man. I think I've given you guys enough. Again, if you are here, I cannot see. Had technical difficulties on the back end. I'm definitely going to have to cover this topic again and make sure everything is delivered accurately, right? But I love you all. I thank you all for being here. We're starting off this morning right. It's Mindset Monday. It's your man Trayvon Pratt with AIM, always improving the mind. And we're going to talk. Don't force it. Don't force it. Everything, if everything happens for a reason, then there's no such thing as a coincidence. You don't have to force what's meant for you. What's meant for you is meant for you. Truly. It'll be so easy. It'll be so light. It'll be just right. Even if it's a challenge, it's still like you're up to the challenge instead of wanting to run away. This challenge ain't it's not for me. This ain't even it's not even my challenge. It's your challenge. You take it. Don't give me your challenge, right? I digress. Be blessed.